Okay, so what we're going to talk about now is surface modeling a fitted wedder. So I want to go into a tool here, and I'm just imagining that you've already imported your image of the I guess the outside curve of the ring, and I'm going to go to a tool called Custom Rail. Now I'm going to put out the ring rail first. The size M will be fine, and obviously you would select the correct size there. I'm going to put on my ring size reference, which are these two blue lines that you can see either side of the ring size, and determine how wide I want my ring to be. So I'm going to leave that at 4mm, which is the default, and switch that reference or set of reference lines on as well, which gives us a set of horizontal blue lines here. Now, the next thing I'll do is I'm going to grab an interp curve, and just in the looking down viewport, just expand that out. I might just put my grid snap on, and I'm just going to go from the center. As I said, just imagining that you've already imported your image and you're basically just tracing around it. So I'm just going to say trace something out like that. And let's mirror this around F4 and join them up. Alright, now that we've got that there, we're going to grab both the ring rail and also the curve that we've just created, and we're going to click on Make Rail. And what that's going to do is it will essentially shorten the curve from two views down for us. So what we've got is a top rail, and we also have a bottom rail here. Alright, so the very first thing I want to do with this is I'm going to offset this. So you could use your offset tool. I'm probably not going to worry about it. I guess we could give it a go. Generally it won't work that well for me, but let's just say you wanted the top of the rail here at, say, I don't know, 2.5, and hit enter, and you could left click that, and that's going to give you something like that. So yeah, it'll work in this instance. And what I also want to do is I want to grab this rail here just in the side viewport and I'm going to go to duplicate, which is the first tool in your main toolbar here, and I'm going to select from that endpoint there and just type in, say, 2mm, and hit enter. Just hold down shift, and that will be 2mm from there. Do the same for this guy here, but before we do that, I just want to check something. Yeah, no, that's alright. That's all going to where we need it to go, so that's fine. So again, we're going to select this green section up the top here, which isn't joined. We should join that together. Unable to join those curves. Alright, why is that? Because there's a gap in between them. Alright, so we're going to use our quick curve blend and blend that particular tool and that particular tool together, and then join everything up. So now it's one open curve. Now we can select it, and in the side viewport here, we're going to use our duplicate tool again, and from that endpoint there, we're just going to type in 2 and hit enter, and then just hold down shift and left click, and then kill the command. So what that gives us is something that looks like that. Now what we can do then is very simply, we can just simply grab our curves. Now you can use a rectangle if it's going to be a straight blocky kind of band, or you can create say side curves, and then you can create a a half round curve. You could use the orient to point tool if you wanted to. It's really up to yourself. This would be a great use of it, even if you're only putting a half round up there. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stick with just a square or a rectangle here, and I'm going to go from that endpoint there to there and to here, and do the same thing on the opposite side. So, where are we here? This one here, and to there. Alright, so now that we've got our profiles here, let's put those onto the profile or the creation layer. Alright. So really, I mean, you could do one of two things. You could really just do a 2-rail sweep. So surface and 2, and you could select any of these, and then you could simply select that and hit enter, making sure that your arrows here are pointing in the correct, and hit OK, and you end up with something that looks like that. Now that looks a little bit, it's just a shading anomaly, so it should be OK. But you end up with something like that. Now the cool thing here is that because we've utilized history, we can turn on, say, let's put our control points on, and we didn't rebuild that curve, but if we were to grab, say, these points here and kind of move them out, then they're going to move out with it. So if you needed to make adjustments to anything, then you could quite easily just select the curve that you need to make adjustments to, and select the curves that you need and simply move those out. Now you can see we've got like a zillion curves along here, and that'd be a very good reason to rebuild this particular curve so you didn't have anywhere near as many, and that they were a lot more evenly dispersed. But you can see what I mean. If you select just a selection of those curves here, and then kind of just bring them out, then you can see what happens. Obviously it's going to break the model if we do that, but if we rebuild that curve, then that would be fine. And then just hit escape to kill all those there. Alright, so I think you can kind of gather what I mean by all of that. If you've got any questions, then please let me know, and I'm certainly happy to help you out. Hope that helps.